Gel jeans, gel jeans, jelly beans, jelly beans, jelly jeans, jelly beans, jelly beans, jelly beans.
It's the first time I see it.
Putting a gel in a bottle?
Do a lot of people do it?
I don't know.
A lot of the pros?
I'm not sure. I just think it's easy. 50 grams of carbs in one gel. I don't know if you put like powder in for that much. Like I'll do 50 grams of carbs in this one, the smaller one, and then 75 and 75. So I'll have 200 an hour. It's easy to reach with gels. It's not so easy with powder maybe. Although there is probably powders that are also maybe. But yeah, I've always done, well, I've not done many, but I've always done gels. It's quite easy. The only thing is they don't contain enough salt. So I'll add a bit of salt. Normally I have these salt sticks, but I forgot those at home. So I guess the good old salt and chef will do. Probably has some other stuff in it than just salt maybe. It's from Spain. Spanish salt. So now I'm making this bottle, but it's easier to make it in this one first and then put it in that one. Because putting the gel like doesn't properly stand up. And this one has caffeine as well, so I'll use 2 of those as well. Like one in this bottle, one in this. And then I'll have 3 of those gels also on the run. But the run I won't, because it's too much if I have them all, so I'll just squeeze once and I'll have 30 grams in then. 3 grams is 90, I think that's enough on the run. But then the bike, I don't know like if I'll finish everything, but at least I'll be around that 90 grams per hour. So now I'm gonna add a little bit of the salt. If my scale turns on, there we go. Okay. I have to think how much, because normally I use the salt sticks.
1 eternity later.
It's I think that's good. If I count correct, this should be 1 gram of salt in total. With the gel and this thing. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay, the gel already has salt in it, but not enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
200 milligrams.
No.
200 milligrams of sodium.
Yeah.
Which is 500 milligrams of salt, I think. That's what Google just told me.
Okay. And I found tomorrow night's entertainment. They have a couple of karaoke bars.
I saw that.
That's great. You can hear them sing like on the street. Really funny.
Very good.
Yeah, very good.
That would be fun.
Hopefully
That
we
would
can
be
sing,
funny.
we are the champions.
We might need a few mojitos first.
Oh, we can arrange that, no? Can't we?
What's that?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it above this, no?
Oh.
It's a lot, huh?
Would you have done it if you hadn't seen Lionel Sanders' video?
No.
So Lionel Sanders made you do it.
Well, science made me do it.
Science.
But I've done it once before. I don't remember which race, but it was Marte pushing me to do it for a relay.
For relay even, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, TT mode. Hè.
Wil je nog even kreuken? Dat is niet. Zo.
I have quite hairy arms, so I'm gonna fly tomorrow. Huh? No, I still have some here. I'm not doing here because my race suit is over it. Not my upper arms. Soft, no?
Speedy.
I think that's good enough, no?
Yeah. You're gonna have like a band of hair.
No, I moved the band. What do you think, Sienna? Feel!
Feel daddy's arms.
Sienna, look.
Voel eens.
Oh, come. Oh, yeah.
The kiwi and the avocado.
And sweet potato.
Start not too fast, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. I agree.
Because Oceanside, I think I went too fast the first hour and then struggled the last 45 minutes. And the run. But I think I should believe in my strength on the run. You know?
Yeah.
So
Do you have like a power limit?
yeah, I'd say 310. I shouldn't go over it. Would be better probably lower in the 300s. Ideally. But of course, like sometimes if someone does attack and it's a bit harder for 5 minutes, I'm also ready for that, I think.
Are you getting up on that thing?
Ever been to Townsville, Kate?
Yes, I did a triathlon there.
Ah, nice place.
Yes, it is nice.
Where is it?
North Queensland.
Oh, it's Queensland, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's number 6. Yeah.
In a beautiful swim location with an absolutely fantastic team that's put together a new swim location with very short notice. M20 Jelle Heens, Belgium time Olympian at Paris, Tokyo, Rio, 4th at Ironman 70.3 Oceanside.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute to the start. The chase for points and dollars.
Roman, you are in the hands of the starter.
How did you feel when you woke up in the morning?
Good, excited, happy. It was nice to not having to wake up super early. The alarm was at 5:50, which is still early, but it's acceptable. Not like 3:30 or whatever that I did for Oceanside. But no, I felt good waking up. I had a decent sleep. And yeah, I was just mainly excited to race. And it's different though. Like I don't get maybe pre-race nerves as much as I have maybe for a short course IT racing. I think mainly because I know in short course like swimming can really like breaks my race. It's like make or break. But it doesn't make my race, but it can definitely like mean that I have a shitty race like just after the swim. And here, you know, like, well, one, I guess the swimming is maybe a little bit more conservative mainly. I think there's still a lot of fast swimmers, but it's maybe more conservative because you still have such a long day ahead of you. And you have the bike where it's not in a peloton, so there is the possibility to move up. So I didn't have really that much pre-race nerves, a little bit of course, but I was mainly just excited to keep the day going.
And how was the swim? It was a really long run.
Yeah, it was a strange swim indeed. Like it was a beach start in the end. Like last night they decided we're not gonna swim in the water, start in the water, but we're gonna start on the beach. And it was a really long run. 150 meters, maybe 100 meters. I don't know exactly, but for me it was fine. Like it meant that I think first buoy was a lot less fighting and hectic than it would have otherwise been. And well, I guess I was quite aggressive in the start, but also in the back of my mind, like knowing there is still a long way to swim. And I think also you can really gas yourself in that running up into the water and really struggle afterwards. So I went out fast, but knowing in the back of my mind to keep a bit back for the actual swimming part. And then once we actually started swimming, I was in a decent position, I think maybe like top 15. And then I moved up a little bit and saw I was with the front group, so I stayed there, and it was actually quite relaxing. Well, it's never relaxing, but it was not super hard. Like I could, like in the feed it was really
not on the limit.
Yeah, not on the limit. Parts maybe the way it was a little bit faster, like maybe around buoys and stuff. And actually so quite towards the end I saw there was a guy up. I didn't know it was only one guy. I saw there was some people, I thought maybe 2 or 3 that had a gap. I could see that on the buoy number 4. But yeah, then there's not much to do. And then it was a long run out of the water again. And then I really saw that I was with the guys that I was hoping to be with, like Sam Dickinson, Justus Nieschlag, those kind of guys. And then, yeah, I think my transition was not so good. First I didn't get my wetsuit off, I got it off, but normally I can just kick once and my whole leg goes off, and kick the other and the leg goes off, but it got stuck on my ankle, so I had to like manually do it. And then jumping on my bike, like in ITU you don't have a bottle off behind your saddle, so I jumped on top of the bottle, went into the barriers, my bottle fell out, I took it back, put it back on the bike, and jumped on the second try, and then I got it. And then settled in a nice pace on the bike. It was windy again. So going out, it was a bit on the side, the wind. But I guess straight away I got into a nice group. We had Sam Dickinson up the road that we could see, and then that other guy, Butner or something, that had the lead out of the swim, and we actually never caught him on the bike, my group at least. But yeah, I settled in a nice pace, and like my race plan was to be conservative on the bike, mainly in the beginning, and really try to settle in a good pace and follow the group. And that's what I basically did. I think at one point some guy, I don't know who, and Justus Nieschlag passed me, and I went with them to overtake. I think it was Mark Dubrick and maybe another guy. and yeah, I actually stayed like that for a long time until towards kilometer 35, Peter Hemerijk overtook us. And maybe at that point already someone passed us and the guy that was in front didn't follow him, so we got dropped. I also was like, I don't think it's smart for me to already like try and go with this guy, because that's what I did in Oceanside and I blew up a bit on the end of the bike, so I really want to avoid that this time. Yeah, with Peter Hemerijk, like I know he's a good runner, so I was like, okay, I have to go here. So I overtook some guys again and set maybe third wheel, I think, maybe behind him. But yeah, that was like a bit what I wanted to do from the beginning, like be quite conservative and like count a bit on my run and save the legs a bit. The legs still felt it for sure, like staying 2 hours, because it was also a course that like you were just in DT position the whole time. And I have this new bike from Ridley for, well, I've read it since the Olympics, which is 2.5 weeks ago. So I really didn't have much time to really spend on the bike. And I guess I could feel that like my lower back was starting to hurt a bit, like I had a bit of like a pain on the saddle soreness, like the gooch area that was getting a bit uncomfortable. But yeah, I guess that's also part of it, like I will get more used to the position over the months, and yeah, I came off the bike like good and happy to like start the run and go for it.
And during the bike you lost your bottle.
True, yeah, that was another thing. So I have like a bottle on in between my arms. I have an aero bottle on my frame, and then I have a bottle in the back. The one that I knocked out when I jumped on my bike. And when I want to swap the bottle in between my arms with the bottle in the back to have new liquids, and I put all my gels in bottles, I noticed it wasn't there. I was like, oh damn. But I had taped like 2 extra gels in case this would happen under my saddle, so it maybe took me like a few tries, like when it was a bit like less windy, because also you don't want to do this when it's too windy, to try and get like, because I taped it quite well because I didn't want them to fall off, like because it was emergency, but I needed to use them, so it took me a while to get them out. So I used those 2 gels to make up for carbs, so I was good on the carb level, but I did maybe miss like, I was counting on drinking 2 liters of fluid, and I only had 1.3-ish. And I tried to grab a water on the aid station, but I've never done this and it was no success. Yeah, it concerned me maybe a little bit on the bike, but then I tried to get in a good mindset and I was thinking like, I will be fine.
And then you came into T2 with a 4 minutes deficit, and you left T2 with a 3.5 minute deficit, I think.
Apparently, yeah. I decided to wear no socks. I thought like, at TU we don't wear it either. If it's fine for 10k, it will be fine for 21k. So yeah, the transition was quite quick. It's also though like a little bit different, because in ITU you just put shoes on, you take your headband because you already have your sunnies on and you go, where here I had to put my shoes on, then put my glasses on, put my headband on, I taped like all my gels and my watch, with a elastic band together. So I had to grab those. So it's a bit slower still than ITU, but I tried to do like quick, efficient transitions. But yeah, now I ended up with quite a big blister, to be honest, which might be a bit not so nice for next week's race.
Yeah. And then the first time we saw you again, like the deficit was 50 seconds.
Yeah.
2.5 minutes to 50 seconds.
Yeah. So the Greek guy that eventually won, I actually don't even know his name. Pitados. He started out so fast, but I was like, okay, I'll just follow, and I felt quite good. But yeah, my first kilometer was in 3:01 pace, so that definitely was too quick. And I actually I had always like a 5 meter gap, but then I called him back up. Maybe after like 3k, I called him up and he noticed it and just immediately accelerated again, and he was really strong on the run. I probably overdid it there and paid for that in the end, the second part of the run. But that's the ITU guy in me, I guess, that just goes with it and tries it. But yeah, it maybe was not the smartest thing to do. I think after 10K, I still had, I think it was like 3:14 average, which would end up in a 1:08 half marathon, which, yeah, that would have been a good marathon. But then my hamstrings started to really suffer. I think, yeah, maybe the bike position that I'm not too used to, maybe also a bit that I didn't have that other bottle which also had salt in it that I might have needed. But my hamstrings started to really cramp up, and I had to drastically slow down the pace. And yeah, from then it was really just settling for that third spot. I was still in the back of my mind thinking, okay, Pitados might struggle towards the second part because he started so fast, and the other guy as well. What is his name? Arnold. I thought maybe also I still had hopes to catch them. But then when my hamstrings started to play up, like it was really just survival mode a bit. And yeah, especially those last like 5Ks were quite horrible, to be honest. And yeah, it was really just survival mode. It was a hard like run as well with all the wind, and yeah, it wasn't easy, but I made it in the end towards the finish.
2 minutes. Here we go.
Go Jelle!
From Belgium, your third place finisher. Just 2 turns left.
I don't know, it was the best I had on the day, but I think I did a lot of it good as well. Like I learned a lot from Oceanside, but then yeah, these like hamstrings, those are stuff that like, well, we should try to figure out why and how to avoid this. Next week Zellamzee has a big climb in it, so I won't be in the TT position for the whole 2 hours, which might already be a bit nicer. And yeah, maybe it's also just because I didn't have much preparation on the bike. I guess I only did in the end like 2-3 proper like TT sessions on it that weren't too long either, because you can't do too much in that period. So yeah, I think that's something we have to figure out why. But yeah, let's get through Zellamzee first. Hopefully it's already a bit better there. I'll definitely start a bit more conservative on the run. And then we have a lot of time till Taupo to really figure it out.
Yeah, so that's on the calendar. Zellamzee, Taupo.
Yeah, and we'll see if I do something in between. I'm not too sure, but we're also moving to Australia, so maybe that's enough stress already, and it's just training and getting ready for Taupo. We'll see.
Okay. And you have now a slot for World Championship next year?
Yeah, indeed. I think there were 4 slots. 4?
That's what you told me?
Yeah, I think it was 4 this race, and next week 3. So yeah, I have a slot for Marbella next year, so that's good. It's already a box ticked off, and yeah, I think it was, what did we say? It was November next year, beginning of November or something.
So, yeah.
Apparently it's also quite a hilly course, which might suit me. Yeah, so that's definitely nice. I guess there will have been a lot of other opportunities to get that slot, but it's good to have that one done and out of the way and don't have to stress about that anymore.
Thank you very much. Thank you, gentlemen. Tanya, please.
One more race before going into the World Championships in Nice. No Portugal, Pereira para Belgium. João Pereira, 3:64 on 6.
Cool, they use this one. Definitely that. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Happy? Tired?
Tired.
Yeah.
You had it, huh? It was with you, no? In the beginning, then it turned orange and the referee was like behind the whistle.
Yeah.
He had no idea, no, the referee.
I was like,
It's like this, I did the same, and he was like this.
that's the safe spot.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was good. It worked very well today. Yeah. I mean, it's
Ooh.
sorry.
So you do get blisters in the end.
I did get blisters. Blisters and hamstrings.
Yeah.
Like a maniac. I tried to follow the guy that won in the beginning. It was insane.
Crazy pace.
Insane. Like 3 minutes. Like 3:00.
Yeah. Guys, so
And every time I came back to him, he accelerates. But like literally accelerates. I shouldn't have followed. I killed myself
Yeah.
for sure. And I slowed down a bit and really got into a good pace, and then my hamstrings just were done and I had to slow down.
Podium spot.
Yeah. It was for that.
Championship slot for next year.
Yeah, true also. So that's already ticked off, so that's good. And learning every race. I think I bike really smart.
Yeah.
So like
25 minutes
I
and
really
10
like
seconds.
saved energy
Then
and
biking was as good
tried
as
to be
well, 2 hours,
smart.
11 minutes and 50
Not
seconds,
like
and now he's running at a pace
let myself get carried away by people like
3
going
minutes,
for
25
it.
seconds.
I just followed Peter actually. Peter.
What a performance for 2 minutes attack.
Yeah, I saw.
And now we arrive at the podium. Ladies and gentlemen, let's celebrate the 3rd place. 3 hours, 39 minutes and 13 seconds. Representing Belgium, Jelle Hens. Second place, representing Germany, 3 hours, 36 minutes and 45 seconds, Leonard Arno. That's why we ask you, Panagiotis, would you like the slot for the Winfast Ironman 70.3 World Championships in Marbella? Yes, he said yes. Okay, let's move on with Jelle Jens. Oh yeah, he said yes. We ask as well Kasper Stepniak.
Adornado de amapola y acecora, y le puso el campanero en su agarra. Los romeros de la noche le besan la frente, las estrellas de los cielos lo bañan de plata, y el torito quebradillo y de casa valiente. Abanico de colores parecen sopata. ¡Joder! Thank you. Gracias.
Good job.
Grazie mille.